What is going on, ABitWiseGuy here. Today is the 24th of October 2016. In this video we're going to be covering loop labels, so without further ado, let's get started. Just quickly before we do get started, some of you may be wondering where my videos have been. I have something I need to tell you guys. Basically what I have is a panic disorder, which is not an excuse that I'm trying to use for why I haven't been making videos, but it actually makes recording these kinds of videos, or in fact any videos at all that I want to do, fairly difficult. After somewhat of a long recording, I start to kind of choke up, I get lost for words, and I just get really frustrated and end up giving up on my recordings. So that's where my recordings have been, but I'm working through it, I'm getting over it, I'm getting better, and my recordings will hopefully become more consistent, but I'm going to stop promising when my next release will be, and it's just really based on when I feel I can kind of overcome that and not get frustrated. But let's get straight into loop label. You may also encounter a situation where you have nested loops in your programs. An example of a nested loop is basically the one that we have on screen here. So it's one loop that encapsulates another loop. In this case, we have one called outer and we have one called inner. This is our label and this is a label for our inner loop. The reason for actually having labels for a loop in Rust is a pretty cool one. Sometimes say you have a break or a continue, and in this situation we have a continue. Now, the reason we actually have a loop label is because we want to be able to specify which of our loops we are saying break or continue on, as you can see by the example on the screen. Let's go ahead and we're going to add some debug code to this just so we can actually see, I guess, what is happening inside of this loop. So let's say print line, and what we're going to do is we're just going to put in x here, and we're just going to say x, and we'll just put like a semicolon there, and we'll do the same thing in the y statement. So copy this down here. And we shall say y, just like that. Alright, cool. And we'll go ahead to our terminal and we'll say cargo run. And as you can see here, we got x is 8, y is 8, blah blah blah, 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. So let's go ahead and actually work out the practicality of what the loop labeling is actually for. Loop labels give you a syntactically beautiful way to have control at all times in all scopes of your loop. So, for example, let's say that we reach a condition inside of this inside loop here. I hope that made sense. But anyway, let's hope that we've reached some sort of condition inside here, and by reaching this condition, we no longer need to perform an iteration on the outside loop. So all we would do here is we would say break outer, and that would be it. We would escape this entire loop here. Essentially, that's pretty much the only useful scenario that I can come up with this. It gives you fine-grained control from anywhere inside the scope of your nested loops. So that's literally all that there is to loop labels. In the next video, we're going to be going over vectors. As I said, I'm still choking up a little bit in this video, so bear with me. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and rate, comment, like, dislike, be like, all that kind of stuff. And I will see you in the next video. Cheers, guys.